No low gang indeed.
I mean, it's their fault for getting stuck on that second to last boss that long, though.
Last Marvel Rivals Invitational that is happening.
They'd be struggling.
Simultaneously, the Chinese region is running their own.
Also, the race to world first fucking sucks anyway. It's all 2 different time zones and shit. So stupid. No matter what, it'll never be a good race because Blizzard is dumb and they don't want to fucking do the same launch times. It'll never be a good race ever. Like, there's no point of even arguing this person's better or this team's better because it'll never be a good race ever because they don't start on the same time, no matter what.
Some classic ranked bans here. Some competitive bans coming through.
They banned Storm?
Getting rid of the Premier X-Men. I like the Adam Warlock ban here. That is going to at least limit the overall utility of the Star-Lord by getting.
Why does the Summit play Rivals?
Revival team.
I don't think he's a big hero shooter guy.
To see just the classic Hela Winter Soldier. That was dominating.
Yay, we get to see Hela. Listen, I fuck with watching Hela because I get to learn how to play this character a little bit better.
When Hela doesn't get banned, it's
last match of the day.
Right now,
the two
plays in the current patch just has so much,
unfortunately, the 2 biggest losers.
Pretty easy hero to play as well. Just overall
playing for a win.
You have those
1 win.
Mini stun. You've got so much.
Wait, what if you draw every match? What happens? What if you go 3 maps, draw? Well, I guess it's not possible because one of them's going to be domination, right? So you can't really draw a domination. It will end eventually.
Yeah, both kind of mandatory hyper carries. I assume that Chime is going to swap away from a Squirrel Girl here. May go for an early route.
Summit would crash out every stream if he played Rivals. Yeah. I think it's a very fun game to learn.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, probably a better hero than just playing like a Moon Knight, for example, at least. But we've seen teams swap to those heroes, like you said earlier, leg down, Digital Path, just going for like a little bit of Volt Charge and then swapping.
Yep. Just some early nuts.
Oh, the skin sounds cool. Cool noises.
Soldier. That's enough fun for you. Get back on, Bucky.
Can't say that without laughing like that, I swear to God. In the left side, dude. They try to said that was Madian on the right side. On the Hela. He actually had some really standout performances on the Hela in MRC, so it's nice to see him back on the hero, back on the Hela. Consistently
no shield
damage alongside this Invisible Woman. It's about, who in that tandem and who in that duo can take advantage of the trades. It looks like Rad and Len specifically doing a great job creating space for themselves at the moment. That's a hook.
Damn, big hook.
From the Groot of Rad.
Nice backboard.
He saved him with that Groot wall. That was sick. The guy Bucky hooked him. He Groot walled. He stopped the guy from getting hooked. Holy.
Magneto's veins with dark magic, and he's sent to the dark dimension for a little timeout.
Rad holding the choke point. And it's actually a tough delay too on days, right? Going back to spawn so early or so late rather there is awful, considering Chime also building up to his ultimates. Here's that Portal Rika chance, but ultimates are coming up. Ricky, can they get a good boundary off to keep the team alive on the card? It looks like they do go for it, but is the damage follow-up already there? Damage boost also can be popped by Abs when necessary, right? There's the Groot ultimate.
Oh, it's so big.
Oh my God. Disgusting. That's basically a full team wipe. For a second, it's just hiding behind the bus stop, but move on a second. Dude, that's a bus straight to hell right there. Oh my God.
And I thought it would just go to Swindon. Dinks being 92% is kind of critical there, is the sad truth. Being just so far, so close to that Lunar ult. But unfortunately, it not being available means that Strangling Prison combined with the Kraken Impact, it's an easy team wipe at the worst possible moment. Amadian gonna be moving up here.
Holy shit, that was sick. They all just hit up there. Oh! What the fuck? That was nasty.
Yeah, I thought he almost made it out of there. In fact, they're actually going for some ultimates here on the backside to follow it up. I have a hook, but they cut everything, and it's just futile like Dave. All gone just due to a easy disengage from Spenny and crew popping the invisible boundary.
Oh, that's so
this is a stomp, boys. I'll be honest. This is a stomp.
Actual Greek economy in real time here from Shikigami. Throwing it all down the toilet.
If they 2-0, we play Nightmare. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if they 2-0, we play Nightmare.
It could be over.
I mean, it's Rad in the driver's seat right now. Oh, it's Spenny doing is sitting behind Amadian, push right into the stun. Poor Amadian bullied, but it is traded on the other side. Scatter did a good job finding down Chime, but Len able to take down Diz. I mean, Dink's ultimate again, just a bit too late on that back side. I mean, the Maiden has to walk back from spawn. Not a lot of damage here on this back angle, as well as Manually there with the follow-up on the Dude ultimate. There's so much damage coming.
Jesus Christ.
4 minutes and 40 seconds. What a blazing fast.
Oh my God. Has SDX scrimmed 100 Thieves? I'm pretty sure.
Got there since we've got a moment off the back of the Thornlash Wars. Not only were they
I'm pretty
putting
sure our
out
team
more
has
DPS
scrimmed
on the
against
members
like
stuck within
everybody.
The tangling prison, but also it was blocking off.
Wait, so
the
if
viewers
Rad
trying to come
esports
from the
2
side of
O's
Ricky, that
and they
also
take
not
our
only
spot
blocked
as
off, but it was
5th,
also
does that
denied
mean
Ricky the
Rad
ability to build
esports
up
plays
that invisible
Shikigami
barrier and save
again?
everyone. So huge heads
That's
up play
crazy
from
if
Len,
so.
and a great place to put down that ultimate.
Forwards, they put themselves in a good spot. We'll see if they can maintain this aggression, right? Just
I feel like there's no way that
cap
happens.
out the map would be massive.
I mean, it could, I guess, but
Right, they finally built up an old bank, so maybe this is their time. However, Rad have had some good reads so far on Shikigami. In this case, Connie getting pulled and deleted by
they're on the board.
Rad is massive for Shikigami. They play it back as well, but Fate of both worlds here from Abs. Too late to save Connie, unfortunately. And the Strangling Prison could be big.
They still have
here as
Ricky's.
Well. Madian's Goddess of Death eventually going to run out. Still looking for Manually, and will connect.
Shikigami
So
should
both
win this.
Hellboys trading back and forth as the
They don't even need to use Ricky. They're chilling. All right, listen. We got a game on our hands.
Tracking down the main force of Rad to send them back to the spawn.
Finally finding some stability, and now they need to tax for geography here for Shikigami.
They
Big value
won that
over
pretty
tanking
convincingly.
would be
They still
everything.
pretty much have
You've
2
gone
support
towards
ults left.
Spenny, who has access to that invisible boundary.
They're gonna
Easiest way to
port.
do it,
They're gonna port. They're
grab
gonna
Spenny
like
out of it,
instantly
using the
take
Bardic Hook
height
and
probably,
punch them elsewhere,
and then
but it could be a little bit of a
eventually
crapshoot, just trying to hook into that
Ricky's
in
gonna
that
have to
boundary.
ult, probably.
We'll play the height. What does Shikigami want to do around this area? Looks like just disengage it right. Force them
Here comes a Ricky ult, maybe.
There's that ultimate out of the boundary.
Interesting. They got caught out.
Perfect strangle prison by
Damn.
Kraz. Spenny's down.
Shikigami, it's great. They didn't use shit besides this, but they didn't use any support ults. They're hanging out.
To get it done as well. That's good, efficient budgeting.
Cha.
They've still got a little stagger coming through as well. Len finally executed from Days, and now once again. It's
No
gonna get
way.
because the portal cooldown
That
is
was
gone,
sick.
and Kai's gone as well.
Shikigami have really leveled up on this third phase.
The hook into the Groot wall.
Getting pull after pull with either Winter Soldier or whether it be Invisible Woman, Spenny, and Chime really putting the team on their back.
Dude, I feel like you ult in this choke with Ricky, and you playing it. I feel like you play in this choke right here.
Opening picks. I mean, that's been beautiful out of Shikigami.
Nah, fuck it. They're playing cart. That's fine. That's fine. That's probably safer. That's probably safer.
Rad missing out on opportunities to punish these
Huge.
commutes. Spenny punished in absentia. The Soul Drainer removes all chance Spenny had of escaping, but essentially trades out here for Dave's big usage of the Iron.
How are they winning this? How is Rad coming back?
Their soul denied as Carney just able to try and keep Krasman at range. Doesn't have that shield now though to try and block up the healing as it comes on through. Abs caught without any hope, but a prayer frozen up before the mortars. But a strong crows come from the skyline. And
Stupid ass
find
Gru
themselves
walls.
soul upon soul to add to Hela's army.
Shikigami are really building upon their defense right now. And held
That was a good hold.
about 3 minutes off of some good ult usage.
They still got Ricky's ult. They're winning these fights super convincingly. It just sucks that they took them this long, but I mean, it's the name of the game. Fucking momentum is insane that they walked this far.
Dreams of efficacy here from Chime once again. Early play. Ricky answers with the invisible boundary.
Uh-oh.
Deus ready to try and do it
That was
themselves
huge.
here in conjunction with a strangling prison. Shikigami get all the ults at just the right time. It's a wild play away from Deus, so it's not going to be a reset, but in the end it didn't matter because Amadian's there to clean it on up. And it feels like Rad are really caught in the weeds.
Here they come. They really are. I mean, this angle as well from Daze and the rest of Shikigami just around these hooks. I mean, they know Daze is there. Maybe
Their plan is to stuff them. This is really good. Their plan is to stuff them to force them to use a support ult. This is actually really good. This is such a good decision.
Take advantage of a very aggressive position from the group player of Shikigami, and it's resulting in an
I love that they tried this. It didn't work. It didn't work, and Penny did not ult, but I love that they tried it. Because no matter what, it's going to be like one fight anyway. I love that. I love that was so smart from them.
Moving once again as the convoy heads towards Avengers Tower.
Shikigami now coming back.
It just didn't look smart because they lost, but it was actually really smart. In my opinion, I don't know.
The driver's seat, but also, in overtime, they have to play around this.
Maybe I'm stupid.
It's going to be a bit of an anxiety-ridden fight for them on the attack. Down 3 to set things up. Magneto ultimate as well.
Oh!
The sky from Scatter. Not going to connect on anything necessarily, but manually into the sky as well.
Everybody's got their. Everyone's got every ult. Another support ult's coming. Oh no, it's not. It's not coming. It's not coming. Oh, that feels so bad. Losing the game and having support ults and shit. Ah, God. Oh, that feels so bad. Oh, that's like one of the worst feelings in the world. Losing, dying, gets to the end, you still have an ult.
5 or 6 for that last fight, and it all came down to a beautiful double pull. This is why teams love Invisible Woman, and part of the reason why teams love Bucky, but he's got a lot to love. The Bionic Hook into the.
This is the first Storm ban I've seen from NA, which is interesting. I haven't seen anyone play Storm, but they did ban it.
Guess what? Trooper's Fist is there to push him back in once more. It's enough time to burn through 800 HP, even with all of the walls for protection, and it's around the corner as well. So the remainder of Shikigami, they have to put themselves out of position in order to try and rescue Krasman. And when you're out of position, no.
Do we think Rad full holds this?
Rad losing a lot of their time
after how they played on attack, or do you think it's going to be a scrappy game?
Yeah, I mean, I liked what Shikigami was at least trying to do, and up the tempo. But once that game plan is spoiled, right? Once Rad read that. Like you said.
Oh, Rad did ban Storm yesterday? Oh, shit. You just don't like Storm, I guess.
That tank player, it's going to be tough, right? You need to kind of maybe adapt, realize when you're caught out. In this case, back up, maybe give a little bit more space. And for Rad, like you said, I mean, they surely feel good on the defensive side now after, it was
Rad takes it? Yeah, I think so, too.
On their third point.
I think so too. I think Rad takes this, full holds this shit. Maybe not full hold, but I think they'll stop it before it gets to the end.
But attacking, a lot of people would say that this map is quite attacker favored. I think after you get halfway through B, that stops being the case. An early attempt at a hook on through here, but it's well shielded. A metallic curtain raised by Magneto, and that's going to get in the way of the win condition. Nice freeze, but there's not really going to be too much in the way of execution on the back of it.
None yet. Rad trying to secure the high ground. Walls come through.
Damn, he got away.
Barely staying alive. There is going to be Daze with his own Magneto on the right side, but China really just trying to push the pressure right now onto Shikigami's back line. Oh, look at that. Kraz using double walls to get up onto this hella flank. It may cost him his life, however, as he needs some support from the rest of
this map is so hard for me because this is how it plays out. And it's so fucking confusing. Trying to keep track of what's going on and the way these people are maneuvering and rotating, it's so hard. There's so many people on the screen.
Ricky playing up on the high ground here could make for a big force. But I think that maybe we saw manually get pulled in there. Amadian able to try and play off the back of this for Trooper's Fist, get some real
nice shots.
Explosive bullets from rock to stern of Chime, just tear through.
I guess we're rolling ours again. Yeah. This map is the easiest for me to follow? No, not follow. I'm saying playing it. Following it, whatever, it's the same as anything else, but playing in it is weird because you don't have wall hacks like this.
I mean, looking for snaggers, constantly looking to make plays with those brute walls and hooks. Amadian throwing up
who's better, Shroud Prime or Remix Prime? Bro, what? We're in two different game genres. Isn't Remix like a hero shooter guy? That doesn't even, you can't even compare that. Those are two very different genres.
With his pants down in the main side, and now with that Rad just secure even more delay kill.
Carney just so good at taking these tactical peeks, swinging the corners with a fully charged Dark Maelstrom.
Nice.
Doesn't even need it going up against Dinks. Just a whip to the bottom as they leave, and they're sent back to spawn for a while. However, 6 ultimates now available for Shikigami. They need to ration these effectively.
They really do, yeah.
Okay, who's better, Prime Shroud or Tens? Oh, definitely Tens. Holy fuck, definitely Tens. Jesus Christ. That's not even close either.
Coming up, and both of these teams, will have ultimates on both sides.
It's going to be a smorgasbord. It's going to get fast. Prepare your eyes for the pixelated mess of potentially 12 ultimates ready to go. For now, it's going to be the Iron Agamotto already taking down 2. Amadian and Ricky, they're already down, so this one's already called for sure for Shikigami. 1 ultimate.
It's only 1 minute left.
Candy's timings have been impeccable. Just so
What about now Shroud versus now Tarek? That's the best comparison yet. That's good. I like that one.
And then with that Ayabakamoto, just when nobody expected it, Shikigami.
Don't worry, they got every ult in the game. They'll use it. Shikigami's going to use it for something. Here it comes. There's two. Mag gets nothing. There's three. They got reset.
It gets done down under the threshold. That will offer over a reset for the Deus coming in on top maybe of a strangling prison. Yeah, but their strategist ultimates here to keep everyone healed up. Nice and healthy. Chime just able to blink away with the rocks astern. Tainted voltage.
Earthquakes are so weird feeling.
Just taking to the sky. Manuel's able to send down crow after crow. These mortars from on high are going to blow apart the competition. Dinks taken down by Abs in the mirror here. Shikigami have finally got themselves some sense of stability, and finding Abs as well as a late pick is going to be huge as Shikigami finally have momentum on their side.
4-minute hold to lose at the end. It's just like my ranked games. Just like my ranked games.
Ultimates as well with the Kraken impact ready to go. Will the Medians, Goddess of Death, be stronger? There's the portal to the top side. Also, Connie going to be close towards that. Ayabaka, but we'll see if that comes into play. Median to the sky with the Hell Unleashed. Also, Abs with the follow-up in the side of the Kraken impact. The Hell Unleashed is actually just removed.
Big damn.
As he's trying to live on the backside, Abs is going DPS.
Dude,
right
Luna DPS?
Scaring him off the off angle, so that strategist aggressive play is working right now for Rad Esports. Overtime ticks down.
Damn. We go another point? Wait. Never mind. Sorry. We don't go another point. I had the colors flipped in my eyes. Red, I did the thing where red is attack and blue is defense. They need to change that shit. They actually need to change that shit.
And the push was finished. Raz, despite a couple of stops on their attack, they were all about the defense. Stalwart and unbreakable.
Whew. I mean, Rad looking good so far in this matchup, and also...
No, they don't? Dude, it would make so much more sense if attack was always red and blue was always defense. What do you mean? That would make so much more sense every single time.
Duelist player in general.
They absolutely need to change that shit. 100% they do. Not even a fucking question.
You know, overall, they look a lot better in this Invisible Woman Hella composition. It seems like Leg Day and as well playing around their, Doctor Strange. They seem to be more comfortable today in the meta.
Yeah, it seems like their win conditions are being...
Just give them their team colors?
Well, we're seeing a lot better combinations of Strangling Prison.
Nah.
Kraken Impact. We're also seeing great usage. In particular, of a Strangling Prison to drag people out of the invisible boundary. That's something that's really been the difference maker as Invisible Woman has come into meta and Groot has stuck around. Dragging people out of that cone of healing and safety while you're invisible has really been a big difference maker, especially if you can get the burst to convert on those drags, and that often comes from the Kraken Impact.
Yeah, it's a great point considering how, that ultimate is so impactful. If you can find those counterplays and overall,
yeah, feeling an earthquake is so weird because for those of you that haven't felt an earthquake, you feel it first you feel like a rumble through your floor, right? You're not moving or anything, it's not shaking yet. You just feel like a rumble / like vibration through your floor. And then you're like, "Whoa, this feels kind of weird. Like why is the floor like rumbling and shit?" It kind of feels like when you have like a delivery truck or like a big truck driving through and it kind of shakes the floor for a sec. You get that rumble and then you get the rest of like the actual movement that comes in later. It's a weird feeling. So first you get the floor rumble and then you get the little wobble. The left-right wobble comes after.
Left click is just enough to get those final blows on those squishy members. It is going to be down to Shikigami to decide where we go now. They can really tailor the game. They can manufacture a great opportunity for themselves to get into the series. There are no more mulligans. The lives.
Can I squat more than Leg Day? Oh, no way.
Right now for Rat.
I got to assume his name is Leg Day. He's probably got massive legs. Here in Alaska, we get earthquakes so often, never gets used to it. It's a weird feeling. What's like the worst natural disaster? Is there a scale? Dude, he swapped a damage amp, I think, when he did that Bucky slam, too. So it did even more damage. Hurricanes. Tsunami's got to be up there. A volcano? Oh, for sure. Volcano's got to be up there, 100%. I mean, a meteor, sure. Meteor is not even like a natural.
Because also, if it looks like you're going to target ban someone, you can also force your enemies protect by trying to preemptively keep one of a certain person's heroes in the game, and then you have a little bit more freedom on your own protect, and you can really get rid of something else that maybe the enemy team were trying to get their protect on initially.
That's a great point. I think it's hard to, you know, it's maybe the more obvious bans could come through, like you said, cohesive ones, but you know, sometimes brute forcing it is not a terrible option. For Rad Esports, they immediately banned the Wolverine, make sure Shikigami cannot play that hero, and a Loki counter ban comes through from Shikigami's side to prevent, like you mentioned earlier, a little bit of a Loki performance out of either side. But with the protects available, I mean, Luna Snow's always on the table, like the same exact protect ban that we saw previously.
Let's see where we go off to. Loki ban once again. That's going to be the group brought on back. Len actually did bits on the group. It's raw to say, honestly. Are they going to run it back again with a storm ban?
Yeah, I think so. I
mean, I guess Rad is just happy for the most powerful characters to remain in because they're confident in Chima manually. So they don't really feel the need to swap up their ban phase. I'd be surprised if Shikigami, they're going the same route again, which is interesting because personally, I think that if you don't ban out a Morlock here, like what's the downside? Like maybe Rad get rid of either Hela or Winter Soldier to try and play like a triple strategist and Star-Lord composition? You are losing in the mirror of the Hela and the Winter Soldier. At this point, you're just kind of nerfing your own options.
Yeah, I think my take on this is like, when we look at the top teams and we look at 100 Thieves, we look at Sentinels, right? They were constantly changing back and forth those bans, like you said. That seemed like the right play for both Shikigami and Rad. You know, maybe with investment into the scene, maybe with more coaching staff coming through, they could maybe see through that. Because I imagine as a player, you never want to accept a loss was because of a certain hero, whatever. You always think, oh, okay, we can mirror them. We're better than them, right? Yeah. That's probably an ego thing for sure to keep that going on. Maybe if Shikigami, you know, were to have some of those stats in front of their eyes and maybe somebody that can be an authoritative figure, I would not be surprised to see more bans go in their favor. Because if they lose it now, leg day, I mean, that's GG. That's brutal moving forward. You're the only team to go 0-3.
Yeah, it'll be sad. 3. Credit here, though. They may be trying to just run it back with a similar matchup on a better map for them. Because this was the choice of Shikigami. Maybe they are particularly adept at Shin Shibuya. This is a map where all the little different minutiae of the geography can really make the difference, especially when defending first point. I'm going to open up with a portal here to claim the back high ground for the attacking team.
A very deep portal for their side, dropping down below. Interesting as well, not a lot of mag.
Back.
Both sides, right? Really enjoying playing around that Doctor Strange. Freeze on the Len, make sure he can't come down to the point immediately. We see Mainduli still controlling that off angle over the top side. We'll see how much value he can find, whereas maybe on his team side.
Okay, I missed everything, but Shikigami's in there.
Now you have this Winter Soldier on the outside.
Or wait, no, they're defending. Okay, wait, it's actually, okay, accurate colors here. Accurate colors. Accurate colors.
Hold on for now.
Good bend, but don't break defense here from Shikigami.
Blue is good.
Hostages in the back. Leonard Nab's taken out. Spending's the last one. And now they are going to have a portal coming up towards the last fight, which is maybe something that will come up later.
No Taco Bell. No Taco Bell.
Try and make their way through the choke manually now. And that means
I had Taco Bell this morning, though, or afternoon. Oh, my God. That shit went hard.
And that's scary when Dace is coming up on that crack and impact. They're just going to hold right in. They're just going to run straight into the right side of the objective. Dace on his ult. I mean, obviously, no Strategist ultimate here and available. Long rotation for Shikigami. They went into the right room. Now they're going all the way around. And they're going to leave. It looks like they're Hela and Main. And we think that they've forgotten. Shikigami's side has forgotten about that Hela sitting back in Main and Emmanuel. But now Emmanuel's alone. Does have the guard. Able to barely stay alive with it on him. But now into the water is a Madian. Smelt blood. Manuel's going to fall.
Oh.
And into that strangling.
Oh, big.
It's a huge advantage.
Big. Gonna kill. No.
Abstinence is winnable, though. Pops the fate of both worlds to turn around here. Potentially as the strangling prison comes on in. It's the cracking impact from the top. It needs to be
die!
From Amadian, and it's just in time. Shuts down the invisible boundary the moment that it's summoned. And now Amadian is just flying 3 above this. Yes, Spider Zero is going to be catching a couple of the strong crows.
Hit everything.
Elsewhere. But you're also keeping manually out of this fight, keeping them suppressed inside that zone. The ice darts will cleave through so many. It's an absolute critical mass of healing and damage as Shikigami batten down the hatches.
Rad maybe being a little bit too forky with their offense at the moment. A minute and 30 seconds left. Sure, they got a tick, but that was brutal to lose Spenny's ultimate in that instance. Ricky now with the boundary. I mean, they're sitting with such a big advantage on this defense in terms of strategist ultimates.
Yeah, like defensively, this is going to be very difficult to break here. By itself, I'd love to see a catch-22 here. Oh my goodness, not too much gained off the back of that. Chime grabbed, incoming the Eye of Agamotto. It only gets Krasman for now. Manually takes them
whipping.
eye to eye with Cadian, staring at each other across this. Can slowly descend.
Nice.
They burst through that Goddess of Death already. The defensive ultimate was more than enough. Manually's isolated themselves, but it could be a
big value right there. Yeah.
Multiple players afflicted by every.
They were probably going to win the fight no matter what, so they didn't really need that, but whatever. Fuck it. It feels good. That's an ego right there.
Hold so far. Shikigami absolutely strangling Rad right now as they try to walk in, right? Len and crew and Rad eSport.
This could be a 5-minute map.
On their offense.
This actually could be a 5-minute map.
It was really tough versus Ricky and his team.
Rad has like almost nothing. Almost nothing. They're going to get one more set of ultimates, and we'll see how this goes. This is last fight.
Dropping in from the top.
Oh, there's Big Rudolph. Big Rudolph.
The question is who's going to fall up, strangling prison on top of multiple.
No, they had to support ult over there. Shikigami's going to win this, bro. That sucks.
Off the back of that,
they still got Abs. Abs has ult. Wait. They need to win this fight before Abs gets ult.
They need to catch up with Krasman here and keep them alive. And indeed,
Abs has ult.
has been reborn, regrown.
Oh wait, Rad's going to win this. I think Rad's going to win this. Abs ults. Chime gets a kill. He's going to ult too. No way. We're going further.
But it's Krasman who's turned upon first. At the last moment, Rad have finally found their openings as Chime rings a bell of death.
Right.
Chime is so good. I mean, he just brought the
We got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
By himself. I mean, really did. Rad now moving to the streets phase. Obviously, it was dicey. I mean, they spent so long their leg day just capping out that first point. But you know what? Better late than never, right?
Yeah, but certainly better late than never. Shikigami were on the edge of a real mental resurgence there as well. Being able to first point hold, taking the same mirror again, would have been a huge turnaround. But now you've got a new geography to deal with. And this might necessitate splitting up Rad. So it looks like they're going to try and run on a squish who's down on the low ground.
Waiting for it, Kennedy. Locking up Ayabagamota, almost available as well. That built it up. It's the only ult for them right now. We'll see what they opt to do. Cart still pushing as well. No stop necessarily for Shikigami, who are sitting with the advantage at the current moment. Chime on the flank again. Able to deal with Amadi and that tracking. Absolutely beautiful. Ayabagamota on the front line. Meanwhile, Krasman able to follow it up. And Len with his own ultimate, armed and dangerous. Down on the low ground. Ace trying to bring it back into favor, right? Whereas Rad in the sky manually just looking for this invisible woman. Cannot hide forever from the goddess of death in the sky. Also tossing down the boundary just on top of it to secure another win for Rad.
Okay, but that's a big ult gone from Spenny now. Question is, how do you deal with Amadian's Goddess of Death? It's got to be target focus here. This is going to be the last tool available in the box to try and stop this convoy before it reaches its goal.
Damn, Chime's about to get ult natty, bro. He's going to flank. He's going to flank, do a little bit of burst dam, and ult.
But it's 3 people of Rad eSports. Half of the rosters on this right side pulled into it manually.
No way.
Just right past the shield.
That was the only thing they had to win this fucking fight, and it went down, bro. They got something to stall. I don't know if it's going to matter, though.
Meanwhile, on the low ground, a lot of damage boost coming through to give Chime even more damage on.
They need to clean up before this. Hella needs to ult after this ends, and they actually might be okay, maybe. I don't know. Nah, no way. Oh, that sucks.
And move on to third phase with time in the bank.
I think we saw Ricky
Fuck, they were
fall
doing
within the fate
so
of both worlds 'cause
good.
the healing was being blocked off.
Dude, I
from
was
the
actually
source by
rooting for them.
Kami's
I was rooting for
shield.
Shikigami. They were doing so
Great heads-up
good.
play there from Rad to get them through this area in
This
much
game's crazy,
faster
bro.
time.
This hero
They're
shooters,
really making up for
the
a time
definition
that
of
was so
snowballing
heavily
is
drained on first.
insane.
And Amadian couldn't even find an opportunity to use the Goddess of Death. It was all about initiative here. And Rad are continually fighting on their own terms by manufacturing unfair fights on the flanks using the force physics.
He's done such a good job prioritizing, making Shikigami feel uncomfortable.
He still has his ult.
Vanguard play, like you said, and then through.
When does Hella use it all?
Meanwhile, Strangling Prison does catch out Shikigami in the backside.
Oh.
But it's countered on the other side, too. By Shikigami.
Low-key?
We're matching Rad eSports
Low-key,
right
that
now.
ult being canceled helped him. He was going to die either way. Doctor Strange went in with an ult that got canceled,
wanted to get a
and it made it 50%. Which is pretty good.
Strangling Prison gets
They did him a
down
favor.
by Deus, who's caught within the Strangling Prison. Excellent heads-up play, prioritizing utility out of a Bionic Cook instead of kill potential.
Rad still have some time in the bank, but we're pretty much entering last fight territory against Shikigami, who are loaded up. Juice to the gills right now. There's the legendary early from time. Understanding the position they're in, just wants to force something out. Boundary.
They doubled support ulted.
Boundary and Fatal World.
Shikigami! They doubled!
That's brutal because Abs also sitting back with his own ult. Wait, what's he's taking so long to commit his own ult to save Con? He didn't. Meanwhile, Chime just comes to the backside. Understanding both of the Stratus ultimates were committed. Able to get the elimination, but Adamadian trying to keep his team in it.
Does it matter?
Does get rid of Chime. Also,
Oh.
Abs just ran
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't think it matters. I think they still win.
Helen leads from the high ground, but do they have the damage to get rid of it?
Oh,
Amadian
oh.
has his own, but can't use it. And Con
Bro,
through,
no?
able to follow through, not out of the Goddess of Death, not out of the fight.
Maybe that was the right call, actually.
How long is
Maybe
Amadian
not
have
ulting was
this ult
good.
now? And it was the second overlay as well from Abs and Spenny, doing exactly the same sins they saw from Ricky and Dinks. Watched the VOD and thought, seems like a good idea to me. But now it's all about the block off.
Dude,
It's
the
gonna be
double
terrible.
support
Amadian might have to
ult.
try and contest
Oh.
this by themselves. There's still that Kraken impact to try and play with here, and it's a missed force physics, a missed opportunity here.
Why are
for
they not
Ricky.
3 on?
I have Agamotto. Oh, that could be the dagger. My God.
Trying to stagger him real quick, I guess.
Two
All right.
eliminations, both
Actually, that's
Stratus
probably-
players,
yeah,
and
that's probably
no healing
better.
Is here. Amadian, the Goddess of Death. He finally used it, but look where he is. I mean, he's just
Oh,
stuck.
no.
He's just stuck using it as a second health pool. That was beautiful by Rad eSports.
Bro,
Connie,
what?
Team on the back. He talked about him earlier.
Amadian.
Touched this payload.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Nobody else is really going to be here at this point. The portal block into Eye of Agamotto.
I'll be honest, he's looking like me out there. He's looking like me out there having hella ult, holding it for far too long, and then using it for
Doubling
nothing.
up on the strategist ultimates. All of your sustain is gone.
Oh,
Rad
the
commit
choke.
The same
The
sin.
absolute
But they just
choke.
have the time to set up the portals at the optimal moment, and it really isolates Dinks and Ricky. After seeing that Guardian Shield get used by Ricky, that's a landing pad there for Carney, who was able to build up towards the Eye of Agamotto because he got CC'd out of the previous cast, kept 50% of the ult charge, and in that fight was able to build up to yet another one. And guess what? When they're both stunned, they can't heal each other. Strategists both fall, and you can't make it happen without heals.
Beautiful clinical right there by Rad eSports.
This is probably
and,
a full hold angle.
You know, I don't know. There's not much you could say about it for Shikigami.
I feel like Rad
side
just
to
doesn't
side.
even let them take this first
Tough
point. We'll see,
choke,
though.
Right? I mean, it's they every ult, man. They had every single ult their leg day, and then they just threw it all away, man. Threw it all away.
The caster's so sad.
Well, I just like comms wise, like, you know, I feel like a lot of players be like, sorry, we choked that, and it's just GG on Twitter or something, right? So Shikigami, I'm sure, kicking themselves in the butt, but they still have a chance here leg day on their attacking side, right? It was almost the first point hold into an absolute collapse, but you can still turn around if you have the mental fortitude.
That's true. No time in the bank here for the side of Rad. Any
My
time
mental
would
is
be
chalk.
good for Shikigami, and of course they did choose to go here, so they must be confident in their original attacking plan. Likely to be going through here with a portal.
If I'm them, my mental is chalk.
Flip the map on Rad.
Where do they go? That immediately into Rad, just portaling into the high ground with Connie.
Oop.
Flies back up with Doctor Strange and his abilities. Meanwhile, oh,
damn.
Man, no. Two dinks on a day's body shot, headshot. Removes him off of the lobby. Also, same thing with Kraz and Scatter.
Holy shit, he almost got one shot.
Goes Rad's way.
Huge thumbs down, dislike from me on that particular portal. I don't like having the portal be on top of something that can be collapsed by fire, that destructible terrain. Like we saw, I think, Scatter just fell through the bottom, so
Yeah.
they just disappeared. Gravity won.
Gravity 1. Unfortunately, Kraz none. And for the side of Rad right now, they're just going to keep holding this choke as Shikigami, deciding what to do right now. It looks like they just want to take this neutral, go back and forth, but with high ground advantage for Rad eSports, right? Like, they just keep sitting over these tanks. They know exactly
Oh
where
my God, he
Shikigami
almost
is
died.
and when they want to pounce. It's up to them manually to sitting all above. You have a lot of pressure coming onto your tank players, but if you don't get elimination, I mean, Daze could fall like hand like he did earlier.
Oh
There it
my
is,
God.
manually. Second elimination in a row.
They can't just let this guy sit up here forever, no? They'll never be able to get this point.
Back into the side's angle as ultimate's available. Ricky's gonna have to pop his boundary. Boundary comes back through. Or sorry, Fate of Both Worlds comes back through for Abs, so it's traded back and forth. The boundary, usually you kind of want to use second. Potentially, Portal comes back from Canny, so he'll be back in the fight as he slowly makes his way out of the portal. Fate of Both Worlds, boundary as well on both sides, so punish strategy assaults being popped at the moment.
Pixels happening
Oh,
right
no.
now, up in the air. Oliver Shield's not quite there in time. A momentary lapse in consultation from Carney.
No
It's
way
all
they're
it
taking
takes for
this.
both Chime
What?
and manually to fall on down. Somehow it's been manufactured into a win here for the side of Shikigami, with Daze
What?
returning on the Namor and just really complicating
Who's the
fight with
underdog?
deployment
I'm be
of
honest,
those
I don't
Monstro
fucking know.
spawn. And now there's no recontest off the back of a
I
portal.
actually don't know.
Carney
This
used it for a
these
solo
teams seem
recontest.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great point. Leg day, I mean, Brutal, they don't have
they
that
seem
to come
kind of
back
like even.
through.
I swear. I mean, Rad looks like they're a little bit better. It looks like Shikigami's a little bit like the underdog, I guess, but it's like kind of close.
So no legendary, no galactic legend for Star-Lord on their side. Just going with his brute force, high damage composition with the whales and the damage from Immediate.
Carney putting feet on the cart. That's going to be a rise up.
Damn.
Fall down for Ricky.
I need to learn how to do those ults better because my Doctor Strange ults are bad. I play the characters like okay, but my ults are so bad.
And Carney is ready. He's got his paddle to try and make it happen.
Good job just living, right? Just constantly playing back forth. Got the heals, understood where the health pack is, playing around it very well, but Strangling Prison and Whale are available for Shikigami, right? They could go for that Wombo combo. Maybe building up the damage boost. Fate of Both Worlds, but Scatter's gonna go down on the outside angle. There's the Strangling Prison. Here's the Whale on the backside. Gonna get rid of both of those members. Manually and Chime fall, Kraz and Crew. Shikigami keep this cart pushing forward, and after their defense, this has to feel good with 3 minutes in the streets finish.
Yeah, these are the fundamentals I wanted to see from the side of Shikigami. Just being basically effective with these ultimate combos. To finally see it come to the fore between Krazman and Deus. The comms have been unlocked. The mute buttons have been toggled.
Playing slow right now. Rad able to come back in. Also made the switch to Chime over to the Namor on their side. So, with both these heroes getting through, you rarely see it. Maybe some of these players not as practiced on the Namor necessarily.
Third-person shooters, baby.
They usually play on. It's usually the Hella player that plays a lot more of that Namor. They play it slow, Hell Unleashed by manually to open things up early. Throws in that damage, but it's really not bad by
good.
Engaged pretty well by Shikigami.
Yeah, good sightline. The Shikigami do turn that into strategist ult charge. Deus falling down.
Might be in my phone.
Long range trident though changes everything. And Krazman just falls through the cracks. With both the strategists up, there must have been some distractionary measures coming in through the back. Maybe Chime going for a similar Kendrick-esque mugging that we saw earlier. Shikigami is sent scurrying away.
I wish that they maybe, there must have been something that held them off there for sure. Shikigami needed to take advantage of the situation they were in. Maybe commit their ultimates a little bit earlier, and now Rad eSports, minute 30 left in the bank after it was looking
They're all going to have
earlier.
ults.
Now,
Everybody.
Rad kind of in the driver's seat.
Everybody on attack is going to have ults.
Carney.
Last time they did this, they hit every button, so they need to not do that.
Again. Doing a quick cloak of
They need to only use some.
Agamotto has been a signature move thus far. The force physics avoided.
What? How are we gonna swap after that? Observer? Yo, he goes for a mean ult. We don't even get to see it.
And deal with this while Chime is isolated elsewhere. Oh, the Horn of Frontier is down on top of it. Nice interception with the wall. I hope
The
that was
whale
Lens
split
wall
the
and not
difference, and the ult
Krazman's
didn't get the
there.
guy
If
on the
so,
right
it
side.
might well have been a little bit of a dangerous miscalculation.
They still won, though.
to
They still
happen.
won, though. They still won, though.
Shikigami seems to be rolling.
Yeah, they have ultimates to go as well, but we've seen Shikigami choke this before, and they need to pop their ultimates a little bit earlier than they have been, or find this opening KO, right? There's a lot on them right now. It looks like Rad eSports, right? They set up the high ground. They also have a portal flank on the card.
Portal flank wrapping around the back. Amadian's here to greet them. A nice wave of hello. Manually can't get into the iframes in time. That is
big
a
damn.
huge eye of Agamotto. Venestron, Crows, Hippo, soul and body alike.
We got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Under the might of the goddess of death. It's going to be a quick slink away
have a lot of time
to the next spawn. And this is going to be an okay time bank, matching what Rad had.
That's what you like to see, is Shikigami, right, consistently getting better, taking advantage of the situation they were
I don't know if
Obviously,
Shikigami's going to win, though.
The positional advantage. Rad eSports had
Like, they're going to fight and spawn. There's going to be that one last fight at the end.
Shikigami or maybe on their own end.
It's just going to be hard. I mean, they'll get portaled off, I guess.
23 seconds left, though, so it's going to be dicey as we come down to the wire here at the very end.
Nice.
All right, a right click here.
A right click was huge.
Manually finds out the hard way.
Oh, fuck it.
And Amadian grabs time. All the duelists of Rad have been banished away, and so it needs to be a full disengage. This might give time for Carney to set up a nasty portal, or rather Scatter to do it as well.
See if that is a play. For sure available. Scatter very aggressive, though, right? Pressing back this front line right now. Portal block not. Unfortunately, going to come through. Root ultimate from Kraz goes deep. Whale as well trying to follow it up.
No way.
Oh my god, manually.
Oh no. To get the squid.
From the sky with 40 seconds left. Shikigami.
Oh, that's so bad.
I don't know what.
Oh no.
What was getting Horn of Proteus there? There was a wild one into the midst of it, but great play there from Manu. Just takes to the sky. Great sight line. Can really pressure out that back line. The strategist had no chance to survive that out in open territory, so going to hide away. And when you hide away as a strategist, that means your vanguards are going to fall because you're no longer free healing. Now, once again, you've got to get past the erected defenses. Len's got a strangling prison good to go. And Abs always has that backstop gap as well. Off the back of the fate of both worlds. Len super low.
Super low right now. Some healing, though. Here comes the fate of both worlds from the defensive side of Abs. He just wants to go aggressive. Countered by Dinks. Also, Scatter's sitting available with his Eye of Agamotto.
Oh my god, he's fucking 100%ed or whatever.
In a second, as Candy's also going to build a both teams, waiting for those fate of both worlds to end. Hell Unleashed in the sky, Amadian got us to death the buff. Here comes Eye of Agamotto. It connects flush for Shikigami as Amadian's there with the follow-up manually without the Goddess of Death. Can't really follow up in his own team's Eye of Agamotto.
They're actually low-key winning this.
Falls, but right now, he's getting
winning this.
by Amadian.
Okay, now
one last fight.
There's a moment to try and make the portal work if Scatter has the resources to do it. Good peel as well.
Does he not have portal? Oh, did he portal back?
For a second longer. Seems like there is going to be no portal here. Always has to be one player on the car at all times from Shikigami. Otherwise, this round will end prematurely. Cham's already taken the damage. Can't afford to fall as he has got the main ultimate available here in the Horn of Proteus. Oh, no. Loses the daughter manually.
In the brutal on the other side.
No, not like this.
Oh my god, Rad just trying
GG.
to do it now. They do it. They get it done. Ricky and Daze going to go back to the spawn. Saving the ultimate for next week, it feels like, as Rad get it done. At the very end of the game, man, that was so hectic.
All right, now we see. Wait, if Rad 2-0'd, did they take our 5th spot? They may have. They may have taken that 5th spot, maybe.
Also being able to follow up on the Eye of Agamotto stun onto Dinks was crazy.
How does it work? How does that work, actually? I don't know. We'll see. I just want to know who we play.
Own ultimate, but manually finding the off angle meant easy headshots and then an easy felling of Voluna Snow, who could have been absolutely critical in that fight.
Brutal kill. I mean, manually to get that final blow onto Amadian, who was just sitting back and who was playing pretty good in that whole match.
I don't know what the tiebreaker is because we're 3-4. They're going to be 3-4.
Manually, like
right?
Said, just right place, right
so
time. Stats for some for a lot of
how what is it determine? Who determines the 5th seed?
So consistent when it mattered most for Rad and for Shikigami. You know, I'm sure with time under the limelight, I'm sure they'll get better. You know,
this might be a Danon question. We'll see.
Ultimates, I believe, like that. You called it out. where that, you know, that horn from Days, or one of the members of their team, I think it was Days, threw it out there because Crash
Double elimination
needed a friendly
stage
prison across
seating.
the map towards the
Current
spawn,
win
which was
loss.
far too
Then it
far
goes
away from that whale, and
difficulty,
he couldn't connect and
score.
anymore.
Then it goes overall
Yeah,
map
we did see a
differential.
world where,
Then it
like,
goes
Static
total
had set up the
time
same
for
kind of auto
wins.
blocking that Carney got either. Maybe that's all about timing. The shot call needs to be like, okay, Strange, back off this fight, set up the portal. We can fight and push the people who remain, because we're getting to push.
So
we have a numbers advantage, right?
it's the
Like,
difference of
they
times
can't
then.
disengage
Who
as
won?
well, but
Who
once
won
that portal
harder,
comes up,
us
because
or
they're just gonna come out the
did?
other side of spawn, and they can't get into those areas. They're just stuck in a
Who won
zone
harder?
cover.
Was it
And I
us or
think
was
that's really
it
just coming down to the
Rad?
minutia and the real
Because that's the tiebreaker, right?
What allowed Rad to continually win out fights.
Yeah, I mean,
It goes first is current win loss, then difficulty score, then overall map differential, and then it's total time for wins, which is the final tiebreaker.
And I think my MVP overall for this
I don't know.
game,
We're gonna have to go
has
back
been
in the
so
matches and
good,
see,
like,
or they will, I
player
guess.
for the side of Rad
They got to
Esports.
figure out the time.
As a team, it feels good, I'm sure, to finally get that win moving forward into next week, considering how, you know, Rad day number 1 and 2 didn't really go the way they would like it to, but you know, when you're a team that's up and coming, this is the best you could probably ask for, just going 1 and 2 in the Swiss stages.
Yeah, more time together is also going to be super important. Rad looking for an organization to give them some real support. And of course, there's longevity to this roster as well. They're probably playing MRC. I have no doubt they're 10-0 at the moment.
They took it.
Almost all of our
Okay, they had the tiebreaker. Whatever the tiebreaker was, I don't know if it was difficulty score. No, it had to have been total time. So I think they won the tiebreaker. So we played Nightmare.
Out of Rad and how they're going to be feeling heading into, unfortunately,
We arguably, I think, play the hardest. We're getting the hardest. We're getting fucked out here. We're playing all the hard matches. All right.
Being the 0-3 team.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to put you at a higher seed. Not going to have to go, you know, against
So
the
Rad
team that
Esports
will be in that
plays
oppressive league on
Shikigami again next week. They play again in the lower brackets for elimination. They get another rematch.
Situation that you want to be in is the Dr. Strange, get the portal blocks, get the saving eye of Agamotto. It was just beautiful out of him and the team for Rad Esports right now. You know, it's gonna be a lot of fun to talk to him in just a moment. But you know, for Rad Esports side, leg day moving forward, you have another week to prepare, right? I mean, that's huge. In terms of bans, in terms of predicts, I imagine you're in the same boat. Maybe you want to see them mix things up, figure, you know, what the other team's running a bit more instead of just running the same stuff every time. Obviously, it panned out for them because, you know, they were just, Shikigami's just playing into their hands, but, you know, maybe you want to figure out a few more compositions as that patch came in on Friday.
Yeah, I think that alongside scrims, just watching the tape is going to be important here, not just monitoring yourselves, but looking at every team's specialities. Like maybe up against Envy, you want to ban out that Adam because it also can have knock-on effects in nerfing the Star-Lord, because the Cocoon Revival no longer available means that you can't really leverage like how accurate they can be with the Mantis as well. Sometimes there is like Nexus bans. They're like the crutch, like the actual center of a composition. You can